between Idris and the next prophet and messenger being sent. Few centuries, no prophet, no messenger. But these prophets and messengers had followers. There was the followers of Idris, very righteous, very God-fearing, very obedient to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. People used to respect them. And at the time of Idris, when they had a problem, they used to go to Idris. After Idris, they started to go back to those righteous people.
They were called Wad, Suwa', then Yaghuth, then Ya'uq, then Nasr. These men were so loved by their people.
After the death of the righteous people, what happened? Shaitan played his game. He said, remember those gatherings of those righteous people, that righteous man where he used to sit in this corner and speak about Allah, remind you about Allah, remind you about the day of judgment? Subhanallah. Unfortunately, he's dead. Remember when you used to look at him or sit down with him, he used to remind you about Allah? Unfortunately, he's dead. I've got a good idea for you. Why don't we get a rock? Just a rock. As a simple, maybe just looking at that rock will remind us about those good days. So people accepted that. We're not doing anything wrong. We still believe in Allah Azza wa Jal. We're not going to worship this rock. Just something to remind us. And that generation that accepted this, they were wise enough not to fall into a deeper hole than that. But after that generation vanished, the next generation came, which they don't know the history of things, fell in a bigger hole. And Shaitan came to him and he said, this rock your father used to worship. This rock is what gets you close to Allah. This rock is a symbol of wood. And this rock is a symbol of Suwa'. And this rock is a symbol of Yaghuth. And those names of those righteous people stayed till the time of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So after the second generation, third generation, people start to worship these rocks and believe that these rocks will get them closer to Allah. And then generations after they said, a simple rock doesn't make, it's not that influential. It doesn't have much impact. Let's design it and make it look better. So they start to design and make out of the dust and mud and make out of rocks figures of human beings. And then people start to worship someone beside Allah Azza wa Jal. And that's how the shirk start to spread among the people after the death of Idris. And the shirk took over the world. So there was no one saying La ilaha illallah except Nuh.